Crayon, keeping the light. Greetings, dear ones. I am Crayon of Magnetic Service. Let's continue the theme we started earlier today regarding what you might be able to do for yourself right now on this planet. I'm going to entitle this channeling, Keeping the Light. There are many who are asking, how do I maintain myself in a world that is darker than I thought it would be? Many things I'm seeing are startling and fearful. This is a great question, since many are seeing change they never expected. A time of revelation. Indeed, dear ones, this is a time of revelation when it comes to dark and light. Now remember that revelation is disclosure. So this entire subject is really about the discovery of things you didn't expect. There is also the potential of revealing some things that may even surprise you. One of the things I have told you about for years is the awakening of higher consciousness of your planet. In the process of this awakening, before the light emerges, there is a period of darkness. This darkness is revealing itself to the light workers in the form of negativity, anger, separation, fear, betrayal, and unexpected behavior of those they trust. I wish to relate what is happening to this metaphor. What happens, even in your home, when suddenly you turn on a much brighter light than you've ever had before? The answer is that you often see the dirt like you never had seen before. That's what is happening right now. And it will continue to happen on this planet for some time. In this transition period, this is revelation of dark things that were hidden before. You are now seeing things revealed that you didn't see before, because now the light is brighter. To many, this perception will be that dark things are rising up. Many are stating, there are so many things I'm seeing now that were never here before. The world is getting worse. That is a very linear perception, made much worse by those invested in selling you fear. What if, instead, the light is being turned on, and the things that you are seeing that are frightening were always there? Like the dirt in a dimly lighted house, it shows clearer now, because there is more light on it. But it was always there. So, the revelation of darkness period must come before the cleanup. That's where you are in these years of the shift. The question remains, how do I hold my light when this is happening on the planet? Or perhaps the question is more esoteric. How do I reconcile the dark things that I'm even starting to see within myself How do I keep the light? So, how to keep the light is a good question. Is there a way for you to maintain a loving, compassionate attitude? Can you maintain the awareness that you have of a greater source at work? Can you sustain an awareness that you are dearly loved? The difficulty is that the things around you right now on your planet seem to be able to diminish your hope. You get beat up a little, as they say, with life. We are very aware they are one. We have seen this before. Let me tell you something that we have said before to every single human who wishes to hear it. Old soul, listening or reading right now, you are not here by accident. Truly, I mean that right now in this lifetime on the planet, going through what it is going through, you helped planet and knew it was coming. And as an old soul, you've gone through enough incarnations and enough lifetimes and have experienced enough change that you are far more ready for this than you think. That's why you're here. You might say that you are the graduates of energy and heroes of the heart. You've seen so many things before, and here is just another one. But this one is different, very different. Practical steps to help yourself. The ones, this energy is different in the shift. Eventually, it will create the new normal. This is something I mentioned long before. This term was in your general vocabulary. Many ask, are there any steps that can be taken on a regular basis to help us get through this? Yes. The things we suggest can be done on a regular basis are things that you must intend. What I mean by that is you must really mean them. The difference between intended action and simple action is that one is done in earnest and the other is done because someone said to do it. Cryon, can doing these things create more light in my life? I really need this. The answer again is yes. Most of the facilitators who work with human issues know the value of what I am about to suggest. It's about the programming you must overcome. It's about talking to your subconscious. It's about keeping the light going in you. And yes, there are some things that work and some that don't, depending on your own personality. You might say, well, some of these things sound just like routine things I've heard before and even done before. Ah, that's why they don't work for you. They are routine for you, and you put them into that category, and your subconscious knows that. It's not life-changing. Your subconscious needs the things I'm going to suggest. Then, through the willful repetition of them, what eventually happens is that you cognize them to be absolute truth. You might say you are reframing the perceptions of your subconscious by the repetition of the light that you are going to give it. So let's start this process. I'll give you just a few things that will help you. They may seem ultra simple, but they are powerful in their result. Suggestions for reframing anxiety. Number 1. When you get up in the morning, whether you are alone or with a partner, when you swing your feet around from where you are sleeping and put them on the floor, as soon as your feet hit the floor, do this. Think to yourself or say out loud, "Dear Spirit, thank you for this day. I am dearly loved." This starts to reframe the idea of how you think about things around you and what you expect for the day. You are thankful and you are expecting good things that day. Now, this is an attitude that is often present in most people when they swing their feet around and put them on the floor every day. How about you? Many times you are weary and feel tired even though you just had a night's sleep. You might think, "Oh, it's just another day of things that won't go well." Perhaps an alarm has just jarred you awake, and that is what you expect from the rest of the day. When your feet hit the floor, perhaps you can say, "Thank you, Spirit, for loving me and for the day to come." That's one. Start doing that every single day and watch what happens. It's totally about setting the beginning energy of the day and the expectation of what's to come. Again, I will tell you that often your expectations are met with results by the energy around you. This means you actually pull to yourself what you verbalize. Because of that, you may ask yourself, what was my order on the menu of the day? It's what I expected, and I got it. The next two are much harder. Number 2. Find something you can do during the day which carries compassionate action. Now, compassionate action is when you see something or someone or a situation and you stop for a moment and send your compassionate thoughts to that person or people in that situation. Energy is seen as action, and thoughts are energy. It's so profound. Yet humans have missed this. Most of your teachings on this planet has never considered consciousness to be anything but the state of thought. But what has recently been shown is that consciousness is, instead, measurable energy. and you can send your compassionate thoughts as energy. When you target compassion somewhere, you put it into the field, and it goes wherever you want it to go. If you give compassionate action in groups, it's even stronger. So, dear ones, compassionate action works. Find someone you either know or do not know who needs help, and send them compassion for their situation. Now, here is what happens, and we have told you this before. There is another unexpected thing that develops when you do this. Listen up, or you may miss this. A healing energy will return to you. It's almost like a physical law of consciousness. The structure of energy will surprise you. Now, regardless of the type of energy you can think of, it's almost always polarized. In physics, all the laws that describe energy come in pairs. Everything happens in polarized pairs. There is a plus and a minus, almost like a magnet has, on all energy. And this creates two sides of the story of what happens when it's created. Sometimes it's the creation of a polarized sine wave, a plus and minus of the specific energy structure. It's even this day with sound and light. With other energies, there is an action and the reaction. But almost every time there is a push, and there is also a pull. So, in the case of compassionate action, there are two things that occur. First, the individual or persons to whom you send it receives it. Now, that's their story of one side of the energy equation. But you also have the other attribute of the payer. Something also comes back to you. Your subconscious and your body know what you're doing, and you feel better because of it. Here is where we give you information that is never thought. This feeling better is an energetic reaction from the other side of the polarity you send to someone. As you send compassion, it's energy. So it can be measured as a real effect in both directions. For some of you, this is a healing experience. You begin to send compassion and love and healing to another, and suddenly it starts to heal you. That is the physics of consciousness. How do you like that so far? Is this too technical for any of you? That when you send compassion, you receive something back? I will tell you. Someday, there will be a formula for it. There will be a recognition of the physics of consciousness, which is measurable. Even the polarity of it, and what happens to you when you receive it, will be seen as pair of energy parts. That is how profound this is for you. That's number 2. Number 3. This one is hard, and I've saved it for last. Some part of your day, you must find some way to laugh. I don't mean pretend to laugh. In this scenario, there's got to be something that's funny. And if you don't have anything that's joyful or funny around you, then actively go find it. There are things that have made you laugh in the past. Go find them. Perhaps it's a funny drawing or a cartoon. Perhaps it's a joke you really like or something on your media you have seen and can watch again. Find it and laugh, because this is critical. Bottom line, you must develop joy in some way, even if it's a small dose every day. This is needed even in the midst of feeling down or depressed. I told you this was hard. Find something you can smile at. Then, even if you can't have the big guffaw of a belly laugh, find something that amuses you, which you can go back and revisit and chuckle at and say, "This is really funny." Remind yourself, perhaps, of a funny time or something you have done that is very funny to you. Perhaps you can ask for help from a partner who can say, "Remember the time you did this or that." Then you will both smile and laugh, and something will happen to your chemistry as you do. Healing. Dear ones, these 3 things I guarantee will create a life every single day that has light. Light every single day. Maintaining and keeping that light is what this is about, and that is what will happen. Now, I didn't mention much about affirmations, did I? That's another powerful area that I will call a graduate area. I didn't go there because the first 3 that I gave you are more personal and immediate. Affirmations work best for those working on issues that are accomplished by focus of thought and developing more esoteric energy to help reframe specific items in life. What we cover today are basic items for everyone. They are simple things that you can do for yourself every day and are easy to work with and understand. Every single one of you can make a big difference, day by day, in keeping the light. It can be in the morning, during the day, during the evening, or any time you want. Not only will you help keep the light going within yourself, but also you will bring healing to yourself in the process. Reframing your subconscious is forever. You don't slip back into the dysfunction of old ideas you were taught. This is because you have given your entire body a bigger, more profound truth. These new truths belong to you now and have overridden the old ones of the past. We give you these things in love because we see the light that is coming to this planet. We want you to understand what is happening so that, in time, you will be the ones rejoicing in it and sustaining it. I am crying in love with humanity, and so it is. Crying